effort, Dan.
Greeny, this is trusting your defense. Everybody on the defense, trust that that guy is going to do his job. Great pressure on Russell, staying back in coverage. Outstanding stop by that defense. And then I love this little roll pass play call. Colt McCoy flash fake, get it out in front, touchdown Giants.
Giants go up 14-5. They would add a field goal, so it's 17-5. Fourth quarter, Russell Wilson trying to make something happen, and he'll find Chris Carson, who had, for the most part, Rex, a tough day.
Yeah, he did. He had like 2 drops, and now he's going to end up catching the toughest ball thrown to him for a touchdown. But a great pass by Russell Wilson.
So it's 17-12. Seahawks now need a touchdown to win on a third down. How about Leonard Williams, Rex?
Yeah, I wish the Jets had players like that. He really is playing like the best player in the draft when he came out.
And so here's your final chance for the Seahawks, 4th and 18. Stunningly, the Giants don't go zero blitz. Wilson throws up a prayer.
Yeah, they tried to win the game, Greedy. That's what it looks like to me.
And they do. And they remain in first place in the NFC East with a stunning 17-12 win. Extraordinarily impressive. This is a team that was 0-5. They were 1-7. And here they come. Ryan Clark, what is the first thing we say about the Giants and their coach, Joe Judge, today?
Man, ain't Joe Judge everything the Detroit Lions thought Matt Patricia was going to be? The thing that the Detroit Lions were waiting and allowing Matt Patricia time to become. Joe Judge has become that in the first season for the New York Giants. The New York Giants are the best team in the NFC East for one reason. They're the only team with an extremely consistent trait. And that consistent trait is the most important trait anyone in the NFC East has. They absolutely compete all out 100% every single snap, every single game. They are physical. They fly to the ball on offense. They understand what they are now, and they do that. I love the way that this team has now found an identity. It's not about necessarily if we will win every game. It's about how we will come out, compete, and play every game, and Joe Judge has that entire team on the same page.
That's right. And, Dan, it starts up front on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, they bullied the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. But I think the best way to describe Joe Judge is, anyone can see adversity. It takes a strong person to see an opportunity. Greeny, you mentioned this team was 1-7. How did he not lose this locker room? Not only not lose it, but really galvanize it. And they have decided and started to play bully football on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Now, think about it. Football, for all the X's and O's that we love, and I love it more than anybody, is about the line of scrimmage. And you talk about a team that no one's going to want to play here in the last month of this season and probably leading into the playoffs because they're going to win this division. And now you're talking about a football team that as long as the quarterback doesn't give the ball away, you got to get punched in the mouth for 70 snaps. They're going to be physical. They believe in their coach. Their coach has instilled belief in their players, and their locker room thinks we are a good football team. It's not the we're the best team in the bad division thought process. They think we are a good football team, and because of our physicality, we can beat anyone that we're going to play.
Their last 7 games, they're 5-2. Their 2 losses were by a combined 3 points. And, Rex, you said it here about 3 weeks ago that Joe Judge had sort of opened your eyes with an approach that he took with this team, and it really seems to be making a difference.
Yeah, and to Ryan's point about he showed effort, and he showed that, hey, look, that became his team. And the guys, they had to be like, that's for the first time, this guy was all about positive. And about how, now we're that team that I had that vision for. And that's how his team's playing. Ever since that moment, this team has taken off. And when I look at it, this defense is legit. And we talk about Leonard Williams. Leonard Williams, when he came out in the draft, I thought was the best player in the draft. All right? Never played that way for the Jets. We're playing like that way now. And so to me, this team... And look, I believe in Daniel Jones. Another thing I was right on when I said he was the best quarterback in New York. He's still the best quarterback in New York. When they get him playing like that. Hey, this team just won against the Seattle Seahawks with Colt McCoy at quarterback.
Right.
Who can't play dead in a B Western, and yet they won the game. So to me, I love the way this football team is.
Look, RC, we'll see what Washington does today against Pittsburgh in an unusual 5 o'clock on a Monday afternoon game. But right now, the Giants not only look like a team that is going to win that division, but they look like a team that one of the NFC big boys is going to have to go in and play on the road the first week of the playoffs and not have a very good time doing it. Okay, we'll get back to that. Let's talk about the NFC big boys. Let's talk about the Saints. Taysom Hill starting at quarterback again in Atlanta against the Falcons. And Dan, we know he can run.
And this is something that makes him playing good football right now, is his decision making. Nothing's there, feels the pocket collapse, gets it on the edge, and I love this play action pass. A little bit of a blown coverage from the Falcons, but find the open receiver, Michael Thomas crossing, touchdown.
That's his first career touchdown pass in the NFL. Took him 264 snaps. It didn't take him many to throw his second. That's an 11-yard touchdown to Jared Cook. 14-6 is your score. Fourth quarter, Falcons hanging in there, Dan. Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan playing so good, such good football. I love that ball up over that defender in front of that front pylon. Gage has really stepped up and been a player for this offense.
So it was 21-16 and then trying to get it in under 2 minutes to go. Todd Gurley going nowhere, going backwards. Sets up a 4th and 9. Ryan's going to throw it up. Julio Jones able to get a hand on it, but not quite. So 9 seconds left. Rex, the Falcons are going to try a Hail Mary.
Cover zero. You got to play cover zero here.
Stunningly, the Saints do not bring the house on this play. Ryan launches it. Ball is bobbled. They actually had a chance.
By the way, please knock it down. Don't go for the interception.
It falls harmlessly to the ground, and the Saints clinch a playoff berth as they win again. Their 9th consecutive victory. 21-16 is the final. And so, Dan Orlovsky, where are we right this minute now with the New Orleans Saints?
We always talk about the Chiefs and the Patriots being like the best organizations in football. We got to put the Saints in there. This is one of the best organizations in football. They're 8-0 over the last 2 years without Drew Brees. 8-0. They're 10-2 this year, and Drew Brees and Michael Thomas have played 2 games together. And with Taysom Hill, they've asked Taysom Hill to do 2 things this year. 1, win us the games that Drew Brees isn't playing in. He's 3-0 doing that. And then 2, take advantage of this opportunity to show us that you could be our quarterback next year. Check. He's done that. And so this is a football team and an organization that is complete. They got great coaching. They have a complete understanding of who they are and who they aren't. They develop players. That's a huge deal. They develop players, and Taysom Hill has done exactly what they have asked them to do. Orchestrate our offense. Don't lose the football games. Use the people around you. Understand that you have a great defense, and that's why they sit as the 1 seed in the NFC.
And so, RC, I look forward all week long, every week, to your power rankings. The Saints might be a team you're going to have to give some consideration to.
Listen, absolutely. You know what the Saints have done, man? The Saints have played so well with Drew Brees out. It's made me ignore talking about lemons because everything is peachy. The way that this defense has come out and played in Drew Brees' absence, also starting before Drew Brees got hurt, because we could go back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the dominance that we got to see from this secondary, from this front line, and from these linebackers. And this team just continues to get better. And you know, I look at the Kansas City Chiefs and I think to myself, when you watch this offense, God, this is the best football that's being played in the league. But now, when I look at the New Orleans Saints as a unit, this defense is the best unit in football. Himbo sent me over a stat. The Saints are allowing 4.2 yards per play. Do you know what that means? They are turning everybody into a team that plays offense worse than the Jets, because the Jets average 4.7. So imagine that. Every team that steps onto the field with the New Orleans Saints is now coached by Adam Gase and Greg Williams. That's a team you want to play for, because that's the type of offenses you want to play against. And the New Orleans Saints have set themselves up to not only be the best team in the NFC, they may be the best team in the NFL.
It's a very strong point, and I'm sorry I blacked out for a brief moment while you were saying that, the way you brought it up. But, Rex, let me just come to you on this thought. Saints look extraordinarily dangerous in that NFC. But if Taysom Hill is their quarterback, because the injuries Drew Brees is coming back from are serious injuries. They say he's on pace to come back week 14. But if it has to be Taysom Hill, can that team go to the Super Bowl, that defense, with that quarterback?
Man, with that defense, it could travel, certainly. But when I look at it, I think it's crazy. Look, Taysom Hill is playing outstanding. And next week they play the Eagles. Well, we know the Eagles can't stop a quarterback running thing.
Right.
You know, so whatever you do, and I saw Shefty's report that Drew Brees can play, don't do that. Leave Taysom Hill in there. Make sure Drew Brees is 100%. But, Greeny, with this defense, I'm going to tell you, Ryan Clark and I have been part of some unbelievable defenses. What I